Y'all, this winter sun. Woo! All right, so guys, I told you guys in the previous video how for Christmas this year, I'm cutting it in half, the budget. In this video, I want to talk about what I'm doing instead of spending all that money on Christmas. And hopefully, it's not too late for some of you out there who want to do this too. And what this is being a grown adult and taking care of our business. Guys, it's the end of the year, okay? For myself, there's only one more paycheck left for this year. So this is what I did. I contacted my HR department. So that would be step one. Contact HR to find out where I stand as far as my annual contributions for my HSA, health savings account, and my 401k, okay? So in 2023, for the 401k, we have a max that we can contribute, and that max is $22,500. So what I knew, even though I set up automatic contributions every paycheck, I knew that I did not update it from the previous year. So I was sending the automatic contributions as if it was the year before, right? So I knew that I had to catch up at some point in time, and I did not do that earlier. So I said, oh, we got one more paycheck left. Let me contact HR and find out where I stand, how much more I need to contribute so that I max out my contribution. So to date, as of my last paycheck, I had contributed $19,750, okay? So my beautiful HR department told me that I could still contribute an additional $2,750. And the good thing about this is it's pre-tax money. So if I contribute this from my payroll, from my paycheck, it's not taxable. So I really wanted to do that. So instead of spending thousands and thousands on Christmas like I normally do, I'm going to invest that money into myself and my future instead, and send that money to 401k pre-tax. So that's number one. Now, I knew I had the same issue with my health spending account. Now, that one for me was going to be a little trickier to find out, because for you, you can actually find out your 401k. All you have to do is look at your last pay stub, and it will tell you right there where you stand. But because it has to come from your paycheck so that it's not taxable income, I believe that's how it works. Check with your HR on that. You can check with the Googles on that. But because I know for myself it has to come from my HR department and go directly to my 401k account, I reached out to HR. So reach out to your HR department. I did it via email. Some of you can do it by phone call. I say do it in whichever way is the fastest method for you. I know that everybody's companies are different, and this is the season where things are backed up. But even if you have an HR department where you can actually walk in to the office in person, do that, okay? So HR 401k was easy for me to figure out. The HSA was a little trickier for me to figure out because my company actually contributes a portion. So yes, while I could figure out how much I contributed, I also needed to figure out how much my company contributed and add all of that up, because it had to be, is a total amount. For HSA, you can contribute $3,850 a year, right? For a single person. If you have a family, it's more. It's more. You can contribute more, so check those numbers. But for me, I'm a single person, so that's how much it was. However, my company contributes a portion, so it's in totality. So it's not me as an individual. It had to be me in combination with what my company contributed. So my HR department was nice enough to send me to do the math for me. And what they told me is that they contributed so far $961.50, and they'll be doing an additional $38.46, and that I had contributed $2,548. So they told me I can contribute another $302.04, and again, this will be income that would not be taxed if I send it to my HSA. So I told them to do that. So instead of spending money on Christmas gifts to a bunch of people, namely my nieces and nephews, who may or may not care. I mean, you know, I decided to invest that money in a more responsible way, in a way that will actually benefit me and my future self in the future, because this money is going to grow with my HSA. I do invest that money in the market. You can do that. I have a video on that as well. Eye in the sky, I'll link it. But you can invest that money in the market. And of course, the 401k is invested in the market. And this is another way that I built to my wealth. And this is another way that I had reached millionaire status. Okay. So $27.50 is going to 401k instead of gifts for Christmas. And another $302 is going to my HSA instead of gifts for Christmas. And let me tell you something, because I know, like, some of us, we feel really bad and really guilty when we invest money on ourselves versus giving it away to others. Let me tell you how this also benefits others, especially for those of us who have kids. I have a son. He's in his 30s. And the way this helps him is that when I get older, he is not going to have to use his money to take care of me. Ashallah. Inshallah, ashallah. Okay? Because again, we cannot ever predict the future, and sometimes the money that we save, maybe something crazy happens and it's not enough. But this is my insurance, so that in my old age I will be able to continue to care for myself, which I really feel like is our first step in wealth building, because a lot of us come from histories and backgrounds where we as a people, we as a family could not afford to do that. Our elders rely on us and have relied on us to care for them, because there weren't systems in place for them to get great jobs. Y'all know we coming from a history of slavery. We coming from a history of sharecropping. We coming from a history of under and on employment at no fault of our own. Don't get me started, y'all. Don't get me started. Historically. Now, we're not talking about individually, because yes, we all know that we all can make individual decisions that can better our lot in life, but historically as a people, the deck has been stacked against us, and where we had to step up for ours is that we care for our elders. Okay, our elders did not have pension plans, retirement plans, generational wealth to pull from. So our first step in creating wealth for ourselves is to, at least in our elderly years, be able to take care of ourselves and not leave that burden to our children. So this is how me investing in 401k and HSA can help my son when he's older, so that he just has to care for him and his future family. That's today's video, y'all. That's today's video. So if you still have time, I'm going to try to get this edited today so it can come out in a more timely manner. If you still have time, check with your HR department or check with yourselves if you're self-employed, and try to make those last minute contributions to your retirement funds. You do not have to max them out. You do not. But you can actually add something to the pot, especially if you're a person who spends thousands buying gifts for this holiday. Especially if you're that person. Consider taking some of that money and investing it into yourself. Okay? All right. Until the next video, y'all. Thank y'all so much for being here. We are on our way to work, and we're going to see y'all in the next video. Peace.